It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Ravens and the Panthers coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Carolinas and Bank of America Stadium here in Uptown Charlotte. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Carolina Panthers. With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Partner, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait to get here for this game. Imagine what it's like out there on the field for those players, though. OTAs, training camp, preseason has all led to this moment when they officially kick this one off to get the season underway.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from Uptown Charlotte. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And leading them out, their signal caller, now in his 4th season in the NFL.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
Down.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Ready?
Young working out of the gun. And that will be incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fielded at about the 28. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
Escaping the pressure right. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
It's got to feel good to hit on one of these in the first quarter of a brand new season. They're hoping this duo can really make some noise this year. And this is a great start. A big play here early in the ball game.
And some room to run now. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. A first red zone opportunity of the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
I always love the opening game of the season, and for the players, always nice to get those firsts out of the way, isn't it? How about here? The first sack of the season. Not just in the first game, but in the opening drive. That's the way to get things kicked off.
And And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A tough spot here. 3rd and 15.
They go play action with Jackson. That's going to be caught. Touchdown.
Zay Flowers.
Halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50.
And the Ravens are on the board here first in the season opener.
An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we did turn it all loose.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. Young. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Michael Ojemudia.
And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game.
And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
They'll go with Hill here on 1st down. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Here's Jackson to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Ravens are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And this is going to be a Panthers first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. It's Deontay Banks with it.
And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all three phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, just the last thing you want to see here in the first quarter of a new season. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside for a moment. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
On second down, Young again. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Young. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Christian Harris there finding his way home to record the sack. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
35 yards that time on the punt, and the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Second and 10. In motion left, Flowers. On second down, here's Mitchell.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. Now, this offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away? But that would not being picked off.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Jackson buying time to his left. His throw incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Jackson will throw again. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Panthers are going to have it here at their own 15. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
Meanwhile, the throw by Young was knocked away and incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Check White. Ready.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. 21-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Young on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Play action. Now Jackson sliding out of the pocket.
That's caught. It's Flowers.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 21.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins.
And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
This offense so far on third down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And Dobbins, he is not going to get there. They stop him short of the line to gain. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. Forced out to his left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Ravens are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half.
28. Panthers nothing. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Check white.
Young off the play fake. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other, because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
A first down run not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Ready.
Young. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
3rd down, Young from the gun. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. And he fields it cleanly. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Well, he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent evidence of his belief.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the gun, a give to Mitchell.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Panthers are going to get the football here at their own 23. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this 2nd quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now,
there he goes, right side.
Look at the big man rumble.
And finally down at the 9-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Throwing, Young. And that's incomplete.
well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
On the double.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Ready.
Young to throw it. And he's got his man in stride, complete. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
Again, it's Young. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
On for the field goal, a 30-yard attempt.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that drops a deficit from 28 to 25.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And the Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room.
Just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
That one into the hands of Flowers.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So we've reached... All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped.
And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Play action. It's Jackson.
To the right side, into the hands of Flowers.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the 47 now, they work with a 2nd and 7. They'll go again with Dobbins.
He'll get 3 up to midfield.
We've called a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Flush to his right. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter.
On second down, a run with Dobbins.
And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down, stopped at the Panthers' 31.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
The offense staying out.
They're going to go on 4th and 2. Now it's Jackson. Dancing to his left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
And this is going to be recovered by a member of the offense, but whistles are going to blow the play dead. Since it was 4th down, a fumble cannot be advanced by another player, but fortunately, they will have enough to keep the first down. On 1st and 10.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's another throw that could have been intercepted. Part of this, you credit the defense. They've been really stingy. But he's also made some really questionable throws. And that's another one right there.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Jackson. Through the middle of the field. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Hey, middle.
And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from a yard out.
And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the 2nd half.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Young.
Got his man. It's Jonathan Mingo.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Let's go. Let's go right here.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Roquan Smith in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day.
Aaron Sipos in punt formation.
Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
They go play action with Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. DJ Chark from 21 yards away. And the Ravens are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Well, CD, I mean, simply put, if anyone around the league wasn't paying attention to them to start the season, they will be heading into week 2. This has been an impressive week 1 performance.
They've certainly announced that they are ready to go, haven't they? They wanted to send a message out to the rest of the league. You better put your eyes on us. We may be someone you have to reckon with.
Tucker now to add the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now. On 1st and 10, Young. Throw left side, going to be caught by Chenault. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And Young's throw there incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Zay Flowers and his offense about to begin their next drive. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Throwing is Jackson. Throw caught by Flowers. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long.
Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Jackson picks it. And the Panthers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. First down, Young. That's over the middle and caught by Mingo. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up second down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To the air once more, Young. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
2 yards on the pickup.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd and 8. Now Young. He completes this one to Mingo. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 16. Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Young will set to throw. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Well, this opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but, you know, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there. Maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
Santos able to tack on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And this has been quite a performance to kick off the new year on the road, no less, as they try to finish things off here in the fourth quarter.
What is it?
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
Flushed out right. Broken tackle, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. 42 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back.
They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away.
From the 46, here's the second down and 4.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Being chased out left. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Right there.
They'll run with Mitchell.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though. Tucker now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
It's Young on first down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time.
Inside the 20.
And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
What impressive performance just became a little bit more impressive here as they add yet another score to the ledger late in the fourth quarter.
And not much has stopped them at any point in this game, partner. This is just an old-fashioned blowout right here. They probably could put the brakes on themselves, but they elected not to and played this one all the way out.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
Carolina getting set to take the field.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
That throw by Young incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Here's the Panthers punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Throwing on 1st and 10, Huntley
Steps away to his left.
And this is into the hands of Andrews downfield.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 33 yards that time.
In a spot where most offenses would just be trying to get to the finish line and close this game out, they're still looking for points here in the final minute of this game. I think bonuses could be gained and attained with maybe more points.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
A give. Dobbins trying the right side.
And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7.
53 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs. Keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Ravens, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos.